out. Hello, today I'll be explaining how to use the Deep Music Visualizer GAN. It is a tutorial based on Codebase by MSeeg, but you don't need any programming knowledge. You don't need to run this on your machine. We'll be running it on Google Colab. First of all, I'll be sharing a link to this, and it'll be in the description below. You will open up this link that you'll find in the description, and it'll open this page. First thing you have to do is hit the run cell, and this will install the following repo from GitHub and install all of the requirements attached to it. You'll get 3 errors at the bottom of this. It'll take maybe a minute max. Ignore the errors, and if it doesn't run in the future, just let me know and I'll fix it for you. It's a pretty simple software to install. This line will be written as is. First flag, this thing is called a flag, and then there is the argument that it takes. So the first flag is the song name, and we have a song name, img_0147. I took this video and I turned it into an MP3, and then I uploaded it over here. And then you have other flags. This one is the resolution, it's 256 by 256 square. This is tempo sensitivity. This is how fast the image changes based on the difference in rhythm or tempo. And you have depth, which is how defined or how explicit or thematic the pictures are, because you have different classes, right? These classes correspond to this list of indices. You have around 1,000, actually exactly 1,000 indices, and each one has, you know, a theme. Some of them are cowboy boots, cowboy hats, cradles, domes. Some of them are animals, some of them are objects, some of them are places, kimonos, microwaves, dogs, birds, pigs, radios. You know, it's a long list that you have to choose out of. And you have other flags that are provided over here. You have pitch sensitivity, which is how sensitive, because the music visualizers work on the changes in pitch, not really on rhythm. So if you have that's rhythm, that's time, but you need to hear or focus on the pitch. So it's see, there's a up and down. It's not really how fast your track goes. It's about how high and low it goes. And you have other flags. So you have the range, which okay, so you have other flags. Some of them are self-evident, you know, like the length, how many seconds. I'm sorry, it's actually called duration, how many seconds. So you have the duration, how many seconds. You have the resolution, 3 options, 128, 256, and 512. I usually start off on something small, experiment once I like the style visually. I'll just have something bigger so it's better for production. And you have tempo sensitivity, pitch sensitivity. You have number of classes, the class numbers themselves. Jitter is how non-repetitive it is. Frame length is how long each optical frame is displayed for, because there's a melding between, say you have 2 pictures or 2 themes, like how many do you want in between. And there's a smoothing out factor, but I usually leave that until the rendering phase, because eventually I'm supposed to take the project. I mean, I was given 5 different folders from this song. I produced the following folders: 1, 2, 3, 4, And this is 5, which is very different than everything else. But this is a free service called RenderForce, which is a lot more pristine, but I really don't like their production. I mean, it's obviously beautiful, but it's not as responsive as I'd like it to be. But I combined the two to produce this. Obviously, I had to use some trickery. I mean, this is my face, the bottom one, and then on top of it, I just took each and every one. You know, and this is the freebie one. I made sure that the blend mode is lighten, so you only get the light colors and not the darkness, and it doesn't block everything, but it's still visibly over there moving, dancing. Um, and I did the same thing with everyone. You know, I had a different blend mode depending on what I wanted. It's either lighten or screen. Sometimes I'll add dissolve or multiply depending on what I want. I also wanted to emphasize that you need to have a path for the edge feather. Edge feather is this transform video effect. Edge feather is something I use with the pen to draw basically my shoulders, my head, and my elbow to make sure that, you know, this gets blocked. Meaning it doesn't get blocked by the frame itself, but rather there's an empty area. It's pretty cool because that allows you to have something that blends in with the background as opposed to just cutting everything away. And it's just, this is an opinion, but if I don't have my feather, it'll have sharp edges, and that just doesn't look pleasing to the eyes. I just want something that is blended in together a little bit, and each and every one has, you know, at least an overall feather or a drawn out feather. So this one in particular has a really cool feather that looks like the guitar neck. This one looks like my shoulders, and the rest just have an overall feather to make sure that they don't have sharp edges. And yeah, it's a very specific tool. GANs are really creative, and I try to do, you know, the visually responsive videos by hand by going like and finding every single line of them, and then, you know, corresponding a video effect or transition to the equalizer. But that proved to be really hard because me personally, at least, it took me 20 minutes, 30 minutes to finish an 8-second loop for a video clip I was working on. But this one, you know, it's a minute-long video that took me maybe an hour, which is reasonable for video editing. You know, it involved 7 clips, making a loop, like a GarageBand loop, and, you know, finding some melody to play over that band, and then video editing, and then creating the 7 GAN videos. Really, for an hour, I thought I did pretty okay. In my personal experience, the best use for GANs are when you have a fast beat and you want to display a video effect to signify basically, you know how the mind is over racing with thoughts? You know, when you have like a million things in your mind and you're trying to convey what it feels like to be in somebody's head, and it's just images popping and popping. That's, for me personally, the best use for GAN. And let me know in the comments section, what would you use this for? How would you combine this with other tricks or other effects to make visually pleasing videos? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.